Hi. So I recently did a mushroom fairy look, and a lot of people were wanting like a little tutorial on how to do it. I'll be honest with you, it's really simple, and I like made it up, so it's not anything like really that fancy or special. But thought I would go ahead and make a video for it. So bear with me. I just woke up, so I have very crazy bedhead and all that good junk. So, the first thing that I did was got my face prepped. So, did rose water, which will also help me wake up, and moisturizer. For everything that I use, you can use any brand, like I'm not like plugging anything. I'm just gonna show you what I have and like tell you what I'm using, just so that like if you wanted to go out and buy it, particularly the white liquid eyeliner that I was using, a lot of people were like wanting to know what liquid eyeliner that was. And it is the NYX or NYX, depending on what you call it. I think it's Epic Wear eyeliner, and you can get it like, I got it at Ulta, but I think you can get it even at like Target. So it looks like this. It's waterproof, and then it's just in the shade of white. Alright, so after you moisturize and like do whatever type of stuff that you like to do to your face before you do your makeup, then you can go ahead and do a foundation. So today I'm going to use this one. I think I used a different one when I did it the other day, though. It might have been this one, or not the other day. It was honestly like a couple weeks ago at this point. I really meant to make this video quicker than I did. And then this foundation is actually pretty cool because it has sunscreen. So it's got SPF 50 in it. It's actually a full coverage protective makeup sunscreen. So it's not just like a foundation, which especially if you're not going to go anywhere, you definitely don't need. But I sunburn super easily, so it's kind of cool to me. And don't mind me using my hands. I need to get a new beauty blender, and I still haven't. So like I said, this is a very like down to earth DIY tutorial. Definitely nothing fancy. Like if you do makeup very much, you'll probably have a lot of the stuff that you need. The cool thing is, if you don't have what you need, I actually didn't use very many products for this, so you wouldn't have to buy very much. Also, if you don't moisturize before you put on your makeup, I would recommend priming. Which I have like a bunch of different primers. But I find if I'm gonna like moisturize, which I'm actually really trying to like take better care of my skin, and so I've been moisturizing like in the morning and at night, and like if I wear makeup that day, which I honestly don't wear makeup every day anymore, then I will do it. I will moisturize before, and I find that like when I moisturize, I don't a lot of times need primer. So, because I think it kind of does the same thing. But if you don't moisturize, they make some like really good moisturizing primers. Don't mind my eyes, like, looking kind of red. It's been weather changing and allergies have been, like, insane lately. Like, I mean insane. Like, my allergies have been so bad. Just, like, blending it. And don't let anybody trick you. You can do your makeup with your hands, like us 90s kids and older, I'm sure, can tell you. Beauty blenders and like, I'm just getting a face wipe out. This is just a grapefruit face wipe by Equate. We did not do our makeup with like beauty blenders and eyeshadow brushes and like all this fanciness. There was no such thing as a highlight. We did our makeup with our hands, so I'm not afraid to use my hands to do my makeup, but I know it's a bit of a faux pas now. My hair is just insane. So after you do that, blend it all out, have your base done. You stop to take a drink of coffee. I believe the next thing I did, I should have honestly looked at a picture of my makeup look before I did this. I'm just kind of like pulling it from memory. But I believe the next thing that I did was just dove right into the red. Because that's like the main thing of this look. Okay, my apologies. I switched over to look at a picture of what I had done last time I did my makeup for like this mushroom fairy look, and it closed out the recording, which not a big deal. But anyway, so the first thing that I did after doing like a full face of makeup, like foundation, concealer, whatever you want to do, I'm just keeping it really simple, but you can do whatever you want to do for that. I went ahead and went in and started doing the red, because the main thing of this look is that base of like pink and red for the mushroom. So let me wipe my brush off real quick. Just make sure there's nothing on it. Okay, so you're just gonna want like a fluffy makeup brush. It doesn't really matter what kind, and then just some sort of a like really pigmented blush. I've had this one forever. I don't really wear blush that often because I'm such a like red person naturally. And I like feel like if I'm taking the red out of my face, I don't usually want to put it back in. So what I did with this is I just take it and I pull it across my nose and kind of taper out as you get to the edges. And I'm just kind of loading the brush up with blush because I want it to be nice and pink and pigmented. I'm particularly making sure to get like in the shadow, like crevice area next to my nose. So depending on the shape of your nose, you might not have as much of that area, or you might have more of that area. But that's gonna be like super important for blending purposes. And then just taper this out. And we're kind of tapering up our cheekbone. Okay? So we're not just going straight across, but like across the nose, and then the like little cheek area, and then like tapering up and letting it fade out. And then what I was showing you a minute ago before I stopped the video, I actually used liquid lipstick for a lot of this. Like I said, this isn't product placement or anything, but it's this Splash liquid lipstick from Unique, and it is in the shade of Stubborn. You could use whatever you want for this. This just happens to be what I'm using, and it's like a really velvety type of liquid lipstick. So if that helps you like pick what you want to use. And then that's basically what I use for a lot of this look. So this is going to be like a key thing, is like finding a liquid lipstick that you like or pulling out one that you like. Unique, you have to order. So like if you're wanting to do this look anytime soon, then you might want to like pick a different one. NYX does liquid lipsticks too. Like, there's a lot of options that you could have. I just don't know. Like, I can't recommend another one for you because this is what I used. So I'm just like, I'm spending too much time obsessing over it. So what I used was this, and then looking for my brush that I used. It was hiding in plain sight. So I need to wipe off this brush as well. This is just a cream shadow brush. And you can get these from any brand that does a cream shadow, probably. A lot of brands do cream shadows now, which I really like cream shadows, but they're like fluffy and moussey. But this particular one happens to be another Unique one. And I just use that to spread out my liquid lipstick. So I load up my liquid lipstick and I just put some on my face. And then you just start to buff it out. And this is how I got it so pigmented. Liquid lipstick is like extremely versatile. It's sort of like those pigment powders. How you can just use them for everything. I don't know if you guys have like used pigment powders before, but like you can use them for eyeshadow and you can use them for lipstick and like a lot of things. I went a little higher up on my nose bridge than I meant to. So I'm just gonna come in with the makeup wipe that I had and just like buff out a little bit on the nose. Not like wiping too hard or wiping around because I don't want to take off my makeup or take off my foundation. And just kind of buff down into there. But like liquid lipstick is super useful. I've used it before to like tint my whole face. I was doing like a demon Halloween makeup and I like tinted my whole face with it. I've done like a lot of like random ass things. Maybe I'll post them if there's like requests. I really like to play around with makeup. But this is essentially like the main thing that you're going to be doing. And this will probably be like the thing that a lot of people were looking for how to do. And like, I'm sure you could also use other things for this. Like you could probably use like face paints, like stage makeup type stuff, like Hollywood FX makeup type stuff, but this is like every person's accessible like way to do it, because most people have a liquid lipstick or can very easily obtain a liquid lipstick to do this with. Don't mind the kitty meowing. But like, you get the idea with that. And you can really do any shape you want. And you can do like any kind of look that you want with this. But you'll see that you can really buff it to like blend seamlessly into the blush. And so that like is like a really key thing for this look. So for now, I'll leave it like that. I might go through and do a little bit more red down there. But then the next thing that I think we'll do is liquid eyeliner on the actual eyes. So I don't know if it wants to focus on this or not. But it's just the Epic ink liner. It's another NYX product, and it's waterproof, and it's black, and it's a like velvet tipped liquid liner, which I love, the velvet tipped liquid liners. So for this look, I did like a really dramatic eyeliner, which I like really love to do dramatic eyeliners. And you don't have to do it in this order. I did it in this order primarily because of the fact that I'm going to be using liquid liner as my eyeshadow. Like, instead of putting eyeshadow on and then doing the liner. I think I might have just said I was using liquid liner as my eyeshadow. I meant I'm using liquid lipstick as my eyeshadow. So I'm doing it this way, so that I'm not pulling my liquid liner through my liquid lipstick. But that's up to you. So I'm gonna start out with this, I think. I think when I did my look, I did like multiple swishes. Like, I think I did 3 to sort of replicate like eyelashes. So I probably will come back through and add that in, but first I'm just going to do the like flick and the normal part of my eyeliner so that I can go ahead and do the eyeliner or the eyeshadow. Don't mind me leaning down. I have a mirror right here. Bring you in a little bit closer. So of course, you know, you can never have just like 2 identical wings. So this one's a little sloppy. Okay, so after you do your flicks, or your cat eyes, or whatever you want to call them, which I think most of the time people call them cat eyes now. I've been doing them for most of my life. I did them like before anybody did them, so I know that sounds like that. Oh, like I did it before, it was cool, but like I did it before people called it anything really. I'm just gonna even this out just a little bit. There we go. So I could always call them flicks. I would call them eye flicks. It's like Netflix. And then after I do that, came back with the liquid lipstick. Just put a little bit. You don't need a lot, because this is like highly pigmented, and you can spread it. So, also, if you're looking for a more muted color, you can mix it with foundation. When I did that like demon look where I did my whole face, that's what I did. I mixed it with some foundation. I actually would just put the liquid foundation and the liquid lipstick on the back of my hand and like mix it kind of there and then put it on my face. Which is, like I said, just a super accessible like DIY way of doing things, because I'm sure you could be using like a little like palette or something to mix on, but you have a hand. And the cool thing about like mixing it on your hand, actually two cool things, is you can see what it's going to look like with your skin tone more. And then also if you wanted to color your hands to go with your face, then you don't have to use as much product because like you've already been mixing it on your hand anyway. You can just like spread it out more. So there's like the gist of the red eyeshadow, and that's just liquid lipstick. It stays really well, and it doesn't like smear too much. Like I mean, if you were like really rubbing your eyes, I'm sure it would smear, but like so would any other makeup. But like if you're just leaving it alone, it actually doesn't smear at all, which is really surprising. Like I went out after I did my makeup last time, and I had to wear a mask because of COVID and being in public, and I was like, oh god, I don't normally wear makeup that goes under my mask since the mask days had begun. I was like, this is gonna be a smudgy mess. And like I did have some transfer, like some red transfer onto my mask, which was actually from my nose, not my eyes, but I just mean the liquid lipstick in general, like how much it transfers. Like I had transfer, of course, but my makeup looked totally fine when I took off the mask. So that was pretty cool. I actually was really surprised by that. So right now I'm just trying to replicate the shape that I did. You know, try to get it like similar. My eyes are actually two different shapes, slightly. This eye is like more heavily hooded than the other eye. And so I have like a little less space to work with. So I just have to kind of do like a little bit of an optical illusion to try to make them look exactly the same, or as close to exactly the same as I can. I think that's pretty good. But like you can see now that the red look is like starting to come together. And I do like want to pull the red up pretty far. Okay, so that's good enough. And that was just smudging it out with the liquid or cream shadow brush. So I feel like that's probably like an important thing. So I'm trying to like to say to things that aren't important and things that are, like the foundation, like the prep work that you do for your face. I feel like that's completely up to you. You could completely skip that step. If you don't feel like you need foundation, that's not something that you normally wear, you have like really good skin, or you just like don't want to bother with it, like you could skip that step and it not be a big deal. But I think the things that are really important is the liquid lipstick and the cream shadow brush. Even the blush, you could skip, because you could technically just blend out the liquid lipstick into the whole look. It would be a lot more work. Because as you go out and you start to lose the product on your brush, you can do a more faded color. So you could probably skip that if you don't have it and you're trying to do this look on like a massive budget. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just using the product that was already on the brush, and I'm tapering down and making sort of like a line. And I did this on my original as well. And I kind of went through and did like little like swooshes with it. Probably even more so than I have it right now. But I think that's good. So then the next thing that I would probably do, probably go ahead and finish my eye. Without the picture pulled up in front of me, I don't remember if I did a white eyeshadow, but I'm gonna assume I did, because that's kind of my like go-to. I think I used highlighter, actually. I think I'm remembering right now that I used highlighter. So I'm just gonna grab my other brush, make sure it's all clean. Just wiping it off real quick. And what I'm gonna do is just finish off my eyeshadow look real quick while I'm already doing that. Alright, so you can use any shadow that you want or any highlighter that you want. I am a big fan of using highlighter as eyeshadow, especially in my inner corners of my eye, because having like a sparkly inner corner for your eye is like, it brightens up your face and like just makes you look like more rejuvenated and like that kind of thing. So like I'm a really big like sucker for like a shimmery sparkly like inner corner. So I'm just taking this Pretty Rich Too Faced palette. You definitely don't need this one, but if you have it or you want it, it's such a pretty palette. And I'm just going to use the Clutch Your Pearls, which is like a sparkly white. Like I said, you can use anything that you have. I'm just gonna go above the red that we've done, and I'm just gonna add it to that line above. I'm not gonna blend it in, not yet at least, but really you don't like blend it in too much. You're not gonna blend out this liquid eyeshadow very much. So this is like a shimmery white. It actually has like a pink shimmer undertone to it. And what I'm doing is I don't want to touch the liquid eyeshadow or liquid eyeliner, liquid lipstick that I use for my eyeshadow. Goodness gracious. While I'm doing this because I don't want to put red back into my palette, back into my white. But when I'm done, which I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and load my brush up. And just stick this back in my drawer. And I'm going to do my inner corners. Me trying to decide where to look between my phone and my mirror, which are both in front of me, but I want to make sure you guys can see the best. It is a little strange doing your makeup and in your phone. Okay, and then so now that that's done, you can really buff it in if you want to and not worry as much about accidentally picking up some of the red. Just the same as any time that you mess with a light eyeshadow, you know, you never want to pick up a darker color and put it into your white eyeshadow. So there's what we've got. Next, we're just going to pop on some brows. This is definitely an optional step. If you have really defined brows naturally, then you might not need to put on brows, but I don't. I have very light, they don't show up very much kind of eyebrows. Also, you don't have to do brows. I sometimes really enjoy that I don't have brows kind of look. That can be really fun and give you a more ethereal sort of look. More of a I'm not a human kind of vibe. Which I don't know if that's necessarily true, but that's the way that I feel when I do makeup looks that don't have eyebrows. I feel like this I don't know, pixie, I'm not a person, I'm not a human. I'm some other little race or something that doesn't have eyebrows. That's probably just me being super dramatic and dorky. So by no means, basically, was what I was trying to say. By no means feel like you need to do an eyebrow. Especially if it's not something that you're comfortable with doing. Alright, good enough. This is Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil. And you can have some that are just just like little dots, and then some that are larger. And like, if you mess it up, it's not really a big deal because um, you can just go through with liquid eyeliner again and kind of reshape it. So like you see this one's like a little bit not perfect. You can either leave it not perfect or you can go back through and you can just make it a little bit bigger. So like fix the shape of it. Um, because you can do these like as big or small as you want to. So this part is like kind of time consuming because each dot takes like quite a bit of effort. Um, it's really difficult for me to look at my phone to do this because there's like a little bit of a delay between what you're doing and like what you're seeing. But basically, you pull the dots throughout the whole like red bridged nose and all that, and then also I pulled mine all the way up, and I'm just giving you an idea of like what I'm talking about. And you're gonna want to go through and do like different size dots and fill it out however you like it. I did not restrict my dots to just the areas that I have the red. I pull it across my nose and up my cheekbone and into this little void area where there is nothing, like no red, over by my eye, and then I actually pulled it through onto my eyelid as well. So that's something that you can do too if you would like to. I thought it added a pretty cool effect. And this just kind of brings like your little spores in and like really brings it into a mushroom look. So this step's obviously really important. And that's why I think a lot of people wanted to see it was probably this step and then the red also. And then you'll do all of that. The way that I did the little mushrooms on the side of my face, I just did like 3 little mushrooms, was I put some liquid lipstick on my hand, and then I took my cream shadow brush and dabbed the tip of it in to get a little bit on there. And then I just picked where I wanted them, which you can do them anywhere you want. And I just went once facing diagonally one way, like this, and then once facing diagonally the other way, and you just kind of rock it back and forth. You're gonna get like a little bit of a triangle, and then bridge that little gap. So it looks something like this. You can round out the top a little bit if you'd like to. And I did all 3 of mine, so I did all 3 of their tops at one time. So I'm just gonna make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. So facing diagonally one way, diagonally the other. Just rock it back and forth. And what I mean by rock it back and forth is to keep them small. We don't want to be like brushing with it, otherwise you're gonna end up with really big mushrooms, unless you're using like a really tiny brush, like maybe if you had a brush like this big. But and then we just do the stems. That one kind of was with a dot. So it has like a little root. And then you're just gonna add some little dots. Oops, I have like a piece of my brush had come out. You're just gonna make sure you have a good amount of liner on here. And you're just gonna add your little dots. Those are by no means perfect, but the truth of the matter is, unless someone's really like close to your face, they're not gonna notice that anyways. Like from this distance, which you're still like just in a profile view, they don't look like, they look decent, you know. And you could do as many as you wanted. I did 3 just on the one side when I did it, but this time I'll go ahead and add some more. Try to like really give a good example of what I'm doing. So rocking diagonally and then just bridging the gap. And this one's like a little bit bigger. I actually want a little bit more defined bottom on that one. So I'm going to do 1 mushroom on this side, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And then you're just going to come in with your liquid eyeliner. You're going to give yourself your stalk. And then making sure your brush is nice and loaded up. You're going to add your little mushy dots. And since this one's bigger, I gave it more dots. Okay? And that is how I did my mushrooms. Now I'm just going to wipe off that liquid lipstick. And I'm going to just finish my dots and then I'll be right back. Okay, so there's basically the gist. I tried to just do it real quick, but I did it off camera because I didn't want to make you have to sit here and wait. So I have like a little bit of I blinked and those ones went down. To be honest, I'm just gonna leave them because when my eye is open, you don't notice really anyways. But if you wanted to try to fix it, easily could just go over it with some more red again, or like just do whatever you want. You could wipe it off, I guess, if you wanted to. Not a big deal to me though. I'm just gonna leave it. So that's what that looks like. And then basically we're really close to being done, actually. I did more like flicks when I did my eyeliner. So at this point, I could add those if I wanted to. Which would just look something like this. Or you can go even further out. Like that. And basically the gist is that is like replicating some fake eyelashes, kind of. Um, completely unnecessary and completely up to you whether you want to do that stuff or not. Then you're just gonna do your mascara and lipstick. So for my lipstick, if I recall correctly, I did same color as I used for my lip or my eyes. I also have a matching lip liner, so you can do kind of a shape, a general shape. And you could also take that opportunity if you wanted to do a shape that wasn't like a natural lip shape. So like if you want to go bigger, you want to go smaller, you want to try to do like a little curved smile. You could add these little like flip ups and do something like that. Um, when I did it last time, I just did normal lip liner in the shape of my lip. And now you're going to see how pigmented that is. You see that? That's like just a quick swipe through, you know? That's how pigmented this stuff is. And you're just going to rub your lips together and spread that out. Um, something that I do, as I'm sure you've noticed, is I keep my face wipe on hand while I do my makeup. And I just do that so that I can correct anything as I go if I have any areas that I feel like need fixed. So this is what this looks like right now. And then I just did a gloss. And in these COVID times, like lip stuff is definitely optional. Um, I literally haven't been wearing lip products because, like, when you have to wear a mask, what's the point? So that's what it would look like if you wanted to do like a little fake smile. And then if you didn't, if you just want to do a normal one, you see how I pulled that out in case you wanted to do that. But if you do it or don't want to do it, then you can take it off super easily. And just have it be normal. I'm like really weird when it comes to makeup. I like to experiment. Like my spur of the moment just now when I'm doing a tutorial of something, of a look I've already made that was requested, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do this like curved fake smile. So this is what it would look like. just the lipstick. The lip gloss I'm using, knocking everything on the floor. The lip gloss I'm using is this Lucrative, and it's in the shade of Lovesick. It's also a unique product, not plugging. I just have a lot of stuff like that's by them. So I hope that this was helpful. Then the next thing that I did, like I said, after you put your mascara on, which I'm not gonna bother because I'm just gonna be taking this off after this, was I have a wig, like a pink wig that I put on, and then you can just like get into your like mush fairy core vibes and like dress up, do your videos, like whatever you want to do, go like, you know, foraging through the forest or whatever. But here is the finished look. If you have any questions, let me know. I tried to include everything in detail, and I know this is probably like me talking way too much and not concise enough and all that, but I'll include some pictures of like the finished look with like a wig and like all that good stuff going on in the end of this video, so that if you didn't see the look or you just want something to like pause on that screen to see a reference, then you can. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for like all of your super nice comments and like everything about my fairy look, my mushroom fairy look. I guess more mushy. It meant a lot to me, like seriously made my month, made my year actually. So thank you guys so much. And if you guys have any other looks that you want me to do, feel free to ask. I love to play around with makeup. I do a lot of weird looks. So I'd be happy to try to like come up with a really easy like home DIY tutorial for you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. So real quick, as I'm taking this off, I realized I forgot a couple things. Just super small details, probably not that important, but I just wanted to get back in here and say this really quickly. I talked about doing a highlight in the corner of my eye, which I do usually do some highlighter, and honestly what I do with that is I just put it on my finger and I dab it into the corner so that it's like really sparkly and awesome. And that's just what I do for that. And then the other thing that I forgot was tip of the nose highlight. So with the mushy stuff still on, obviously, just do like a little brush of highlight across your nose, and that's it. I just forgot those things, and I wanted to make sure that you guys had like the full tutorial.